Good evening, everyone, and welcome to round 1 of Season 8 of Contest of Speed. This is the American 2 division. We're riding along with Vamo right now, and the excitement is palpable. You can definitely feel it in the air. You can also feel a little bit of humidity because we're expecting rain for the start of this race. I am Kid and Petter, joined by Andy Wu. What do you call the little face? Oh, his Wayo has already retired.
Yeah, Wayo just dumped it in the third sector. Howdy, everybody. What a way to join. I don't know what I would call the little face in my name, but it's cool.
I can think of some names that are not family friendly, not cost friendly, as we have a lot of young viewers. Stay in school, kids, don't do drugs. We are here, of course, from the 3.2845 mile Albert Park circuit. I got some fun facts about Albert coming up for the inevitable first safety car. Not to get you guys too excited. Oh, hey, Donamo in the comments. Right now, we're just gonna ride along here with Vamo Nubel, because he's always the first on track. I actually don't even have to ask anymore. He is excited, and why shouldn't he be? He won the EU4 race yesterday in an incredible comeback drive, as Mitch actually pips him there for P1. But Vamo won EU4 yesterday after being a lap down with 10 laps to go. Caught a couple of late safety cars, and wound up storming to the lead and finished the first out of 6 runners. So hopefully we can beat 6. I think EU3 had 8 today.
Red Bull just wrecked. I think that was AMRAM coming out of the turns 7 and 8, something like that, before the fast chicane.
9 and 10. That'd be 9 and 10 is Blade.
No, I'm bad at math. He just smashed the inside wall.
We got Blade just going fastest here. Well done to him. We spoke a little bit about him last week on the broadcast. We know him from NASCAR. We're in a NASCAR league with him. Didn't know he played F1, but up he pops in AM2. And, you know, his qualifying pace was pretty strong. Obviously had one of the biggest wrecks, I think, in the history of mankind. As there is just way too many cautions going on. Looks like Kano has lost it.
And Bod backwards going onto the main street. I don't think he hit anything, but he lit those mediums up for sure.
Should probably preface this with saying that Australia is probably the worst track that I've ever raced on in this game. Curbs are impossible, and yeah, really no balance to the car. The differential's all over the place. And we're going to see a lot of DNFs, hence the 6 and 8 that we've seen in the 2 European races so far, finishers. Either way, we're here, and you know, first one to only one will survive. Hopefully,
yeah, only one needs to survive, I guess. But
hopefully one survives.
Hopefully, we can get 10 finishers, fill up points. But yeah, this track it's god awful, terrible. It
really is. I concur completely. Vamo Nubel resets fastest lap on his second lap on those softs. You don't want to be on these softs for very long around here, do you, Swarner?
No, they're only going to last about maybe 8 to 10 laps if you're good on them. But obviously, we have rain at the start of this race coming up. Obviously, but
already forgot.
Yep. So I think the saws won't play too big of a part unless there's a late safety car. Then people will probably jump on them there. I'm thinking the mediums are going to be the tire of choice, though.
For a fast lap?
Maybe not in qualifying, but, you know, in the race at least, I know it's a good race tire.
Oh, that's Bod. Just hopped on board with Bod there, the Season 6 champ. Missing a front left end plate, it looks like, and thankfully for him, his wheels are still attached to the car.
Like us in all our practice sessions.
Yeah, we did a practice last night, and I believe that I had 3 clean laps. None of them were particularly fast. so I can only imagine what these guys are going to get up to here today. I think he was the only one actually pushing. Let's see if DK, his teammate in the beautiful green machine of Aston Martin Racing, is winding up for another one. Nope, he is in the pits. So,
I think Amram's getting ready to start one if you want to hop on board for a whole lap.
Let's hop on board with Amram. You know, I used to have all the corner names written down. They're all named after F1 drivers. But I don't this time, so let's just watch him. No pressure, Amram. Don't mess this up. Not gonna commentate through the entire thing, but I guess he is the only one on a quick lap. Actually, Mitch might be as well. He is about a straightaway behind him. They're coming on turn 2. Goodness gracious, I don't know how he caught that. Into turns 6 and 7. Those curbs, I mean, even those curbs are pretty. You can get that completely wrong.
Yeah, the best way you can get around these is you got to get your left side tire, or whatever tire is running towards those curbs, you got to get on that green AstroTurf. And that's the only way you can, without any assist, of course, to get around this place.
Not invalidated from Amram,
Yeah.
cutting it close.
Looked real smooth through there.
Yeah, that was actually about as smooth as you can get it. Seeing that is obviously the trouble spot on any Australian circuit, on any F1 game, is that 11-12 complex. But this one, for some reason, just hits different. As Fatal has retired from the session, let's see that. Oh, just spoke that into fruition. Let's see if we can get to Clay. I believe he is arriving on the scene right now. That is Fatal. Hopefully, with hopefully a non-fatal injury for the Season 5 AM2 champion, Fatal. It is not actually his first time on the game. I think he was making a joke. As this Blade is on a hot lap around turn 13 into 14. Final sector, a little bit of a slide coming out of 14. See how he can get on the power here through 15, 16. And down the straightaway we go for
It's like
21.037. Now I did look up yesterday. Is Amram on another? Oh, that doesn't make sense. I did look up, not yesterday, I looked it up tonight. What the qualifying times were last year's. There's just a wheel sitting there in the middle of I didn't notice that a second ago when electric was going through there. But the top qualifying time last year is moot because it was a wet qualifying. But I did dig back to Season 6. It was P-Dog who will be driving in the Alpha, I believe, in a couple of weeks. He's got to take the first 2 weeks off, unfortunately. But he set a 120.259. So, Vamo Noble approaching it.
Sense.
Approaching it. Let's go to...
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if these times were a little bit off of that because the cars, just like in real life, are kind of nerfed a bit, taking the downforce off of them. Now they feel like you're driving with one wings everywhere. Oh, Arcaka, now the last corner. Oh, into the inside wall there.
And I think that was...
His lap was looking pretty good there.
Not ideal for Arcaka. Villeneuve also on a hot lap. He has invalidated. Clay Funk does not have a front wing, so I don't think this is going to be a competitive time. He does have a nice helmet, though, so I will give him that. He will have, I believe, enough time here with 5.5 minutes remaining in the session to get another lap. DK currently sitting in 4th. As I said, I went back, watched that race from last year. DK is actually the highest placed returner. I believe we're going to be saying that a lot. He had a lot of 4th and 5th place finishes last year, and the top 3 got promoted to AM1. So DK finished 5th last season behind Andrew, who is also missing the first week. He will be full-time. If you were wondering, Freddie finished first, the eventual season champion last season. And he just nailed that.
But he got a little squirrely on the exit there, but
Squirrely's fast.
Pushing. Yep.
Big fan of Aston Martin being sponsored by Bombardier Jets. Very exclusive sponsor. DK letting everybody know that he's part of the 1% as he is crossing the finish line now. No improvement for him.
It was he took about 3/10 out of it, just no position gain.
Yeah.
Got real close to electric.
That is close, and I gotta say, after Vamu's got a very impressive preseason, and obviously that EU4 race yesterday, he would be looking like the favorite amongst this field, even with 2 former series champions coming back into the mix. But they're pretty tightly packed here in the top 4. And I think that we'll probably get a little bit closer here as we go on. VTEC on a hot lap. Down into the trickiest section of the track. Let's see if we can hold it. No assists for VTEC. Much respect to our Puerto Rican king. If your car needs help in the DMV, VTEC's gotcha. He is into turn 14. 15. Not the optimal line through there, but let's see how he attacks this. Into P7 goes VTEC, so slight improvement from him. 23.6. Man.
Yeah, field spread's a little wide there. You got the top 4, and then Amram and Arkaka, and then I think the field. Oh, hold on to it. Oh!
Oh, he locks her down. Yeah, and I talked to Bod last week. I think we're having the same problems here. The general stability of these cars just is not good. Not good, and I think he's just going to let Villeneuve by. Obviously, the quicker line through there is really hugging where you're half the time it seems you're going to run into a dead car on the inside there.
If he can hurry up, I think he can get back out there for another lap.
2:30 on the clock for him. Well, yeah, it looks like that was a double jinx from us as he is spun again with those rear tires. Rear tires, I'm guessing, probably not in a stable temperature after that humongous high-speed spin. Telemetry Tebow, good stream, guys. Shout out to Tebow. Thanks for tuning in from France. Shout out to Paul Pogba and the Eiffel Tower and the Tour de France.
I'm not sure if Bamu was on a lap there, but he got really loose coming out of the high-speed chicane. I think he backed out of his lap and is going to try to go again here.
Yeah, look, he would appear to be charging his battery. Looking for a 5th lap from pole. Or I should say...
Yeah, I guess tire wear doesn't really matter because these guys aren't going to be starting on these tires.
That's true. And he seems to be the only one on a proper hot lap right now. Everybody else is timing this up to the end of the clock. They're feeding on the pressure. Check his sector splits, about 7 seconds away from that. 7 thousandths off his pull time, or I need to say preliminary pull time. Thus far, hugging the inside of turn 8 is VTEC has retired from the session. That is also out of the chicane, where his teammate is going to be approaching shortly. His teammate is Van Manubel. And he's going to join him in there. Oh. And he has joined his teammate in the death lagoon that is the inside of turn 12. Boy.
Yeah, he was on it there. He was pushing. He knew that he had to get it on the ragged edge there to get any sort of time out of that lap.
I'm not sure which order these guys are going to be coming in through. I think that's DK or Bot on an outlap. I should be able to see. I think Electric Blade might be the first one.
Clay. Clay dumped it. I'm not even sure. There's his teammate.
Oh, that is a lot. And that's a lot of carbon fiber. Stop me if you've seen that before. DK currently... Oh, and he gets disqualified. So that's unfortunate for Clay. Won't be starting, in the middle of the pack here. After that,
now he's going to be in the back.
The Electric goes P1 with a 120.7 preliminary pole for the American. This is a good old-fashioned American versus Argentinian versus Canadian. I mean French-Canadian. Donnybrook we got going on, and who's more American than DK Nortec, who is on a flyer as well. Let's see if that is Amram coming around the third sector. He is invalidated. So I know he probably thought he'd be starting a little bit higher than P5.
DK invalidated as well.
Oh no. That is not what you want to see.
Maybe? Yep, Arcaka is improved on his second sector.
3/10 from Arcaka. We got another yellow flag. Go figure.
I think Mitch Burns is on a lap right behind Arcaka.
Is it? Oh, and those are on fresh.
He's probably going to get a nice toe down this front straight, too.
Yeah, that's going to be big. If the dirt air doesn't affect him too much. Let's see where these two finish. I believe these are the two last ones. P6 for Arcaka. P3. Yeah, Mitch does dip his toes into the 120.8s. But everyone is over a tenth behind the pole winner for this evening, Electric Blade 93, on debut in that Earl Colley Haas, America's Formula One team.
Used to be kind of, still maybe.
It is what it is.
It's complicated.
Yeah, well, yeah. We got a few more months.
Yeah.
I think Electric. Run through the order here. Electric Blade P1, Valmanubel. In P2, Mitch Burns P3, DK P4, Amram P5, Arcaka 6th, VTEC 7th. Villeneuve with a solid debut performance in P8, Badhad P9, and Kano in P10. Actually, if you just set a time, you are guaranteed a spot in the top 9. Bod did a 145.
Hey.
Almost 146.
I think that was a warm-up lap. He's trying to get his tires up to temperature for a push slap in. Well, better than 5 other guys out there.
It's true. This is going to be interesting. Saw rain in the race this evening, I guess if I'm speaking to the American audience, this afternoon. In EU3, rained at the end. This one is trending the opposite direction. It will be raining at the start, transitioning into dry, allegedly. So, plenty of strategy calls at play. I think the main strategy, though, Swarner, is going to be not hitting any walls.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can keep all 4 tires on, I'd say you probably have a good chance at some points. And with as tight as this AM2 field's going to be, every little point's going to matter. And guys that haven't really put in the great preseason performances or whatnot, maybe looking at Villeneuve or let me see, VTEC. I mean, those guys, it was hard for VTEC to get a point last season in AM2. If he can just keep all 4 wheels on the car, there's a good chance for guys like him to get big points here.
I think, speaking of VTEC, I believe he had a couple of decent finishes last season, including here. Had a P7 around the streets of Albert Park. Nonetheless, everybody get your predictions in somewhere. I'll come back to you as they're lining up on the grid. I'm gonna run through this grid one more time. Intermediate conditions, by the way, as I go through your tire selection, all that stuff. Electric Blade, just mentioned it on debut. Pole, really good job from him in the dry. Different story in the wet. See if he can hold on to that. Vama Nubel, who might be the bookie's pick to win the championship based off of his current form. Aided, of course, by having every single assist in the book in P2. Mitch Burns in P3, recently demoted after a couple of seasons in AM1 where he just kind of treaded water. But he's looking pretty sharp down here in AM2. DK in P4. Amram in P5, passing, I don't know, someone in a Ferrari. Is that Vama Nubel? I'm not sure.
I think it was VTEC.
Was it VTEC? VTEC might have got confused on track.
Yeah, I don't
Arcock.
know what on the formation lap. Look at the gap to electric.
Yeah, we had this happen in the preseason races too. I do not understand.
I think the stewards are probably going to be having a look at this one.
Yeah, that's not ideal. Anyways, Arcock P6, VTEC P7, Villeneuve P8, Bod P9, Kano P10. Wayo Flow typically starting pretty high. Not the case today. Let's see if we can see a reverse on his fortunes in P11. Fatal P12. Look for him to make a charge to the field. Porridge Power P13 and Clay Funk. Thanks to that unfortunate disqualification where I think he was just trying to get the car turned around. He is starting dead last, which honestly might not be the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, probably not. Take it nice and easy into turns one and keep the wing on the car. I think it'll be all right.
All right, Swanner, what do you think? Got any hot takes?
I'm going for a Haas double podium.
Okay.
And I think Mitch Burns will probably finish P2.
I like that. Well, we got some lights out, or lights on. See if they actually respond. No, get the light glitch. Wait for those revs to build, and they're off to begin round one of a 24-round adventure here in AM2. Looks like Vama Nubel actually gets a better start than Blades on pole. He is up into P2. The inside line was really moving. DK up into P3. He gets Mitch Burns.
Oh, in the back, Bod and Wayo.
Did not see what happened back there.
I think Kano squeezed out Bod, who got on the grass and collected Wayo, or something like that. Someone spun out of turn 2 into the port victim.
Well, good news is I don't see any damage, at least not off the top of the bat. Do you have TAS pulled up? You might be able to check that. The wing percentages here.
So Villeneuve, Wayo, and Bod all have front wing damage. Villeneuve actually has the worst damage out of the field.
Oh, as Kano sneaks it up the inside of turn 9, tries to hang it around the outside of Arcoca through 10, and he is right on his gearbox. Now this is the danger zone for these drivers in the wet. Let's see how timid they are. Right along with Fatal. Well, actually, it looks like everybody got through okay. So that is good news. Let's see if they can do it 28 more times. Back up to the front, where Nubel has a 7/10 lead over Electric Blade already after that lightning start. DK around a second behind, but then you're seeing a gap form already with Amram 2.5 as Clay
out of the hairpin.
Out of the hairpin. Watch out, Clay. I think, is that Wayo Flow? Must have had some damage as he pits early on here.
It should be him, Villeneuve, and Bod. Yep.
Okay. Do they all have damage, I guess?
Yeah, they all had pretty significant damage.
Didn't look like it. All the end plates were still attached.
Vamu lost it out of turn 4, battle for the lead.
Uh-oh. Oh, and he's going to stay on the inside here. Oh, he runs wide. Vama Nubel through turn 7 runs wide. And Electric Blade is back where he started. in P1. DK also catching up.
Bamu has wing damage. He hit the wall coming out of turn 4, and that's what let Electric slip under him into 5. And yeah, he has 16% wing damage to his left side. Oh, almost lost it coming out of the hairpin. And
that's
DK's
terrible camera work for me. Yeah, that looks like cut and drive from DK. DK no wins last year in AM2, but joining a couple races in, he had a lot of podiums. Really strong showing, and I keeps coming back to it, but it seems like this year is going to be really wide open with the new game. A lot of drivers coming back to AM2, a lot of new drivers showing a lot of pace, a lot of challengers from last season as well. Really hard to get a read on it, but DK's definitely up there. I think he'll probably snag a few wins given how long this season is. 24 whole races.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it. DK, although he's 2.5 seconds back, I mean, if he can just, again, keep all 4 wheels on the car, anything's possible, especially in the wet here at Albert Park.
It is, and we're seeing the effects of that wing damage now on Val Manubel. Amram has caught up, and Mitch Burns is not far behind. Going through turn 7 again, Vama really struggling with the downforce through there. As he ran wide last lap, that allowed DK to get by. He's running wide again. And I think Amram probably just going to bide his time here, try to play it safe. Doesn't want to get too heavily involved as he catches that off of turn 10.
I think out of one of these corners right now, Amram's just going to have to get on his button. Bamu beat him to it, but I mean, with that wing damage, I'd say most of Bamu's exits onto these straights is going to be pretty compromised. Just wait for a mistake if I'm Amram. You ain't got to force nothing. He ain't getting away from you, that's for sure.
Yep. Certainly no need to put yourself at any unnecessary risk this early, although I'm sure he'll be looking in his rear views at Mitch Burns, who is getting progressively closer to his gearbox. Electric Blade does put in another fastest lap of the race. Up front, as we have a yellow, it's Wayo Flow, and let me guess, that is out of turn 12. It sure as heck is. There is the car with the safety car already. We've seen a lot of safety cars here in the past 2 races, as Kano has made contact, it looks like, with Arkaka.
I'm guessing Arkaka slowed down for the Delta and Kano just wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
Very common thing. But Wayo he set the fastest first sector before he wrecked, so I'm guessing he was pushing way too hard for the conditions and ended up fighting it coming out of turn 12 there.
Yeah, that is a bit of a common theme with Wayo. He's really quick, but boy, that does lead to some difficult situations for him. Yeah, so 5-second penalties for Arkaka and Kano. Wish we would have seen what exactly happened, but I think you might be onto something there. I'm sure we'll probably hear about it 5 times in the party with Kano afterwards tonight. I think... not really sure. Obviously, no real strategy calls. Maybe if you're further towards the back, Porridge, Bod, Villeneuve. Maybe strap on a new set of inners, try to take them a little bit longer. Right now, I'm not sure how.
Why are you speeding?
Oh no, Bod. Oh, shades of season 6. Russia, where Bod and I both got speeding under the safety car.
I was about to say, that's such a blessing for Bod and Villeneuve who had to change their wings at the start of the race, and Bamu, he gets to change his now. But I mean, and then you speed under the safety car, and Kano salt into the wound, speeds into the pits. Oh boy, he's changing his wings. So I'm guessing he ran into the back of Arkaka there.
I guess this, that's rough from Kano, but obviously has a drive-through. Although with the current trends of this circuit, of this game, and of the conditions afflicting these drivers here this evening, wouldn't rule out another safety car for for Bod, even with the drive-through there, to come back, but obviously not the way that he wanted to start his season at his home Grand Prix here in sunshiny Melbourne. Definitely has the most
real sunshiny.
Yeah, well, it's sunshiny in real life.
Oh, okay, yeah, there you go.
Position changes as follows. Clay Funk up 6 spots from dead last. He showed some decent pace. I think he was in 6th place when he was unfortunately and perhaps unfairly disqualified by the AI stewards. Up to P8, looking pretty good. Clay, obviously, he finished the season last year with a podium, his only podium of the season. So hopefully trying to regain some form. Your pre-race prediction of Fatal being on the podium is looking pretty solid so far. Not sure what's going on with his helmet. Lots of pink and blue.
Looks that Miami Vice.
Is a little Miami Vice going on?
It's gotta be. I mean, I like it. I don't know. I think you can't go wrong with pink and blue and throw a little neon in it. Sure, why not?
Yeah, not really sure if that fits the standards of Mazepin GP, but I'm definitely into some of that 80s Miami lifestyle. So I guess I agree with it if you're putting it that way. We're doing. We got VTech. VTech in the top 5. See if he can get another good start going. Mitch in P4 and Amram in P3. So.
DK, before that safety car came out, was about 0.6 faster than Electric. So I don't know if that safety car really helped out Electric any, because he did have a bit of a gap to DK. So I wouldn't be surprised to see DK all over the back of Electric, especially right as the restart here.
It is true. Now is your chance to do such a thing. For DK, Electric did look, once he inherited that lead back from Newell, it did look, he looked pretty comfortable out in front. Let's see what kind of helmet does he have. We got the beautiful helicopter footage here. Not quite close enough to decipher. Kind of looks like a Connor Daly helmet.
Yeah, very Air Force inspired.
It's green.
That thing I'm picking up. For
I'm talking about Electric.
Oh, okay, sorry. DK's running a blue and white helmet. Looks like something Electric would be running. Yeah, looks green and black. Maybe Monster Energy, the NASCAR tie there.
Perhaps. Maybe he's a Connor Daly fan. He likes mullets.
Tennessee Waterfalls.
Those do look like Connor Daly's helmets from back in the GP2 and GP3 days. I believe, VTech definitely looking a little patriotic. Obviously, the most eligible. Well, he's not a bachelor, is he? Hottest military man in AM2, DK. P2 there. Let's see what Mitch has, because it looks like the safety car is going to be going for another lap.
Yeah, that's a little odd. Looks like a very Brazilian, maybe Senna-esque helmet. Mitch Burns.
Oh, I was looking at Amram. All these colors. There are so many colors. There's too many blues and greens. They're very similar. So whenever I'm just like trying to glance at the little color, I always end up on the wrong one. That is a little bit Senna-esque. It might be Villeneuve, obviously Villeneuve with the yellow helmet.
I don't see any pink though. I feel like
that's true.
Villeneuve, that's got to be a Senna helmet. It's got a green stripe right down the middle of it.
Oh, and speaking of Villeneuve, he does not have a Villeneuve helmet. It doesn't look like. It looks orange in these lighting, or in this lighting. Orange and yellow. Looks like he's rocking like a Venezuelan flag. On his
Colombian,
head.
Maybe Juan Pablo. Juan Pablo reference there, maybe.
Big fan of Juan Pablo. Maybe just goes from one 90s kart great to the next. I'm here for that. What does VTech have? Something that probably matches the car.
I mean, if you're gonna ride in a Ferrari, you gotta have a red one.
Honestly, I prefer the white helmet that Sebastian Vettel had. That kind of sucks. Arikaga with some green on his helmet. So we're just going through, rating the helmets. I'm sure the drivers will appreciate this. It's hard to rate helmets these days with Halo involved.
I interrupted Amram's. He's got a nice patriotic helmet in the red American.
See, I was thinking his... Is it red? Yeah, it is.
That's
that
red,
is
white,
red.
and blue all day. The safety car is coming in this lap, though.
Yeah, so I guess we're gonna have to switch our focus. Obviously,
to safety car restart.
Now, we've never seen Blade go start a safety car procedure before to see how fast he goes. He might be backing out. I believe the preferred way to do this is to really back the field up and then hammer it out of the final corner to catch everybody else sleeping.
It looks like he's going awfully fast, though. He's like,
yeah,
right on the safety car.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So this might actually go a little bit longer than anticipated. He's gone now. DK is right in his slip. Not sure he's going to be close enough to make a move. Not quite. To the rest of the field, the top 5 is very close. And I jinxed it. Amram is... Looks like his wheel's okay, but that front wing is demolished, completely severed. Completely severed from Amram. That's tough from P3. Mitch Burns now inherits that podium position as DK does get electric through the 3-4 complex. And
five's the faster, right?
Was it 5? Oh man. Well, unfortunately we missed that. But there's a yellow.
Oh, Kano and Fatal. I don't know what's going on back here. Bambu's up a couple spots after the safety car.
Good lord. Bot around looking for the switchback on Kano as these guys are...
They're both getting it on Fatal.
Oh no, boys. This is not gonna... Have you not played Breaking Point?
Kano cut that chicane pretty good.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Spared a life doing
Alright, well, at least they all live. As Mitch says he dropped it.
He lost it coming out of the turn 12, but I think he kept it off the wall, so he just lost his spot to both Ferraris there.
Yeah, that definitely is a Senna helmet, by the way. Is that Kano? Is Kano dropped it?
Clay. Yeah, I'm guessing Kano and Bod got together because now Clay and Villeneuve are ahead of them both.
And Bod looks like he... Oh, boy.
Both of them.
Boy, I believe we've seen a similar story to this between these two at Australia in the past.
DK at some point has hit the wall. He has 1% wing damage. I've never seen that. But he must tap the wall somewhere. His Bambu's already on the tail of these guys.
Only the slightest of kisses from DK. He is a passionate lover. Electric, yeah, definitely gonna have to fend off Vamo once again with that fresh wing. He is caught right back up. VTech probably let him by. It's Fatal! No! Fatal! Fatal, the Season 5 champion. The season...
The rain is slowing down.
It is slowing down. We'll have to see if this is going to lead to some sort of, I don't know, race that has recently happened, where most of the drivers choose to go to dries. I'd
do it. All right. Yeah. If I'm maybe not if I'm Bamu, just put on fresh inners, but definitely like VTech on back. Go ahead, take a risk. They're the mediums on. Take them to the end of the race.
And we'll have to keep our eyes on that. Thankfully, only 2 drivers out after 9 laps. If you would have tried to sell me that pre-race, I would have bought it up, because I thought we were going to be looking at a mass casualty event this evening. Well, knock on wood. I guess it still could happen. Do you have any wood by you? Here, I got some wood.
Kind of. I'm out in the sticks. Yeah, electric did fit. For, I'm guessing, yep, mediums. I like it. All right, take that risk.
He is the only taker, but I think that we might see a few more.
Kano's definitely going to do it with some pre-race chats we had with him, and I could see by that AM1 prowess. But I don't think he's had a chance to serve his drive-thru yet, has he? Has he served his drive-thru? No, he has not. He still has his drafter.
Oh, well, now's a good time to serve it.
You can. Not on your safety car. He didn't have a time to serve it in between the two safety cars there.
Oh, God. Well, that's unfortunate. And Bod throws on the mediums, but hopefully there's grip in there for that drive-through that he's going to have to take. Back to intervals. Only 2 takers. You think we might see a couple more this lap? Perhaps?
I mean, I would see it. I could see at least somebody. Right.
I would think that one of these top 2 might react to Electric Blade. Otherwise, he would have pulled probably the move of the century, jumping on the mediums.
I mean, it's drying out quick. You can already see it racing line forming, especially if this safety car goes in the lap, because we got guys all the way 5 still in turn 5. I think we're going at least another lap, maybe 2. Well, there goes my poor prediction.
Yeah, unfortunate for Fatal. It was his first time ever playing the game here tonight. Not the best conditions to start with. It will be another lap for the beautiful Mercedes safety car. As that's Vamu does respond. Mitch Burns responds. DK and VTech rolling the dice, staying out on those inters. Can't imagine they're going to last very long after this safety car comes in. Everybody going. Let's see, the last Kano staying out. Not sure what the rationale is behind that. Let's see, Amram.
There isn't any.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Amram is pit.
Amram is in the pits, so looks like Kano will inherit 4th place, but I do not think those tires are going to stay in anything close to an optimum range in terms of temperature here once this thing starts.
These guys out on the mediums, these tires are... Oh, Villeneuve pit and didn't change his tires. Or he didn't select the dries.
Oh, no.
I've done that too many
man.
times.
Oh, that is a sinking feeling if you'll ever get one. So on these medium runners, Electric is in P3. We'll see exactly what that's going to look like. What that tire advantage or possibly disadvantage. Still it's relatively damp, but lap to lap, it is almost.
It is drying out quickly. The only thing is these guys got to keep these tires warm. The inners got to do the opposite. They got to keep them cool. If they don't, I mean, this track is completely dry. It's just a matter of heating those things up and keeping them warm for this opening lap here. Bod pit for Bards. I guess that was a attempted service drive-through. I'm not sure. Oh, he broke his wing under the safety car.
Oh boy.
He tore his whole front wing off.
Well, this might get us another lap of safety car, which we all love.
And he broke his rear wing. His rear wing is damaged a little bit.
No, I haven't.
You can see it.
Oh, there's DK. DK going out. Let's see if VTech follows. VTech will.
Yep.
One more lap of safety car as these guys are assuming to or switching. Switching to what I would assume to be mediums. Can you imagine if well, maybe not Bod with that drive-through still hanging over his head, but if Kano in that whenever he was replacing his wing a few laps ago, if he would have thrown on the mediums, he'd be in the lead of this race.
Yeah, I don't know if he would have been able to make it around the track though, because it was incredibly wet.
A boy can dream.
Yes.
Back up front, that means Electric Blade for the 3rd time has inherited this lead. Valmanubel right on his tail.
Getting them tires warm.
Sir Mitch Burns in B3. Arcock in P4, but that is quite a big gap there all the way back for DK to fall. Shown pretty good pace so far. I would think that he can probably get back up to the front, but if we go yellow free the rest of this race, track position right there might kill any hopes of a podium.
Forage, for some reason, is running his overtake button. Not sure if he notices if he has that on or not. Hey, Porridge, turn your ERS off.
He's just making sure that it still works.
Yeah.
That's probably hasn't been able to use it much this race. Safety car is in this lap, and fun fact, this is actually where Porridge finished in season. Oh wait, no, never mind. He finished P6 last season.
VTech finished P7.
Yeah. Porridge finished P6.
Gosh, what a ripoff! I want my money back.
They are correct. They're correct facts. I was looking at the qualifying from season 6, not the season 7 results.
He's still right on the tail of the safety car.
Yeah, he is. Let's see when he goes. There is the battery. Gone now. See these drivers starting to snake down the inside. Spod sets the fastest lap of the race.
Our cock in the grass.
And that is our cock in the grass, but he's okay. Kano up into P8 around the outside of VTech, who must have gotten hung up in that. Villeneuve back to P12. Blade seemingly holding off. Is that...
Clay.
It's Clay. In
turn 5 inside 1 came spinning across the track. I don't know if he collected anybody, but that was scary.
Yeah, we just saw the remnants of that. Pretty monster incident from Clay. Unfortunate into his evening. Down to 11 we are, and thankfully that's just a VSC. Or it wasn't even a VSC. It was just that was just a local yellow. Shout out to the marshals here in virtual Melbourne. Blade with that, he is up to 1 second gap as Kano gets a move done on Porridge. P6 Kano looking for his career best result in contest of speed with that kind of action. DK in P5.
Yeah, both P5. He is on 2 warnings though, in terms of penalties here. I think the only one in the top 10 on 2 warnings. I'm surprised Electric's able to. I mean, I thought Bamu was gonna be on his tail a little bit more, but I guess if you look at the ERS, Bamu about 20 to 30% more ERS than Electric, who's burning all of it, tries to in front here.
Yeah, he is. I don't blame him. But there is a little bit of blood in the water here. You can kind of feel Bamu closing at an exponential rate after that gap got up to about 1.5 seconds following the local yellow. VTech gets past Porridge a little further down the order. And, this is a little... VTech is the meat.
Ferrari sandwich.
Yeah, and this, he's in the McLaren sandwich right now. And let's see if he can hang it around the outside. Oh. He does. God bless VTech. That is a nice, clean move around the outside of turn 13. Back to the front. Electric is opening it up, back up a little bit. Navamu sets fastest lap of the race. About 8/10 is the gap as we're working lap 15.
Now got DRS for the first time. I guess we'll see who has the straight line muscles that need to be flexed now.
Yeah, didn't really mention. I wonder what the setup philosophy was for these guys. They had 3 hours thereabouts to work on either a wet setup, a dry setup, perhaps a mixed setup.
With the wet setup. There you go. Yeah, I
think
don't
it was
know.
it might have been a wet setup. I think it was probably. Oh, it's Amram. Goodness gracious.
What a save.
We have caught Amram like 3 or 4 times making just incredible saves this race.
Yeah, I don't know if my setup philosophy probably would have been to survive. I'd probably be running very excessive amounts of downforce, but I don't know. I mean, this is AM2 after all, so we have not a clue on who's gonna do what or what's gonna happen. I think it's fantastic.
It's very fun. You know, I was actually thinking about starting up another purple lap from Nubel, 24. Oh, as he has a huge catch around turn 2. That is dangerous. Get that man a change of underpants. Let's see if DK round the outside of Amram.
Yeah, he was always going to run out of space there.
Yeah, not great. But you can see the pace there. He just has to get that move done into turn 1. Vamu Nubel with a blatant corner cut. he rode on board with that. He just
if you're gonna cut it, might as well cut it. All right.
Yeah, he just he cut the grass. He spray painted the grass, that white grass there, on the inside of 6 and 7. That 3 seconds might come into play. Might up his aggressiveness here to get past Blade as soon as possible, barring any incident. These guys will be finishing the race on these medium tires, so a lot of tire preservation coming into this. And of course, that is ruling out any prospective incidents, safety cars, whatnot.
God forbid.
Yeah,
it really doesn't look like Vamu's saving any tires here. He is on the ragged edge of all these corners, just trying to catch electric and try to get into the lead and maybe build that 3-second gap that he now has to protect with that penalty.
What's do you have access to what Blade's penalty
situation? He is on 0 points.
Boy, composed drive from Blade today. A quick lap in a composed race. Even though he's lost the lead multiple times, he's regained it every single time. Good things come to those who wait. But we still have 12 laps left here from Albert Park. Mitch starting to trail back. He's starting to run a real lonely race. But I think he'll take a podium in his AM2 debut. So no harm, no foul. DK is starting to hunt him down, though, after he got past SRS Amram. As we have Bod has retired in... Oh, is that...
Turn 5.
Yep, turn 5. The third turn 5 fatality of the night.
Turn 12 qualifying and turn 5 in the race.
I think that means it's just a terrible track. Let's go back to Adelaide.
Yeah. How about that? So back to my comment about how it looks like Vamu's on the ragged edge. Electric Blade actually has about 5% worse tires than Vamu, and it may be that extra lap he did under the safety car.
Oh, Vamu,
what you doing?
And he is cutting the grass some more. Was that that probably could have been another time penalty just out by itself.
He did lose a fair chunk of time there.
Yeah, that is true. He lost over a second, it looks like.
Vamu's lawn mowing services.
DK with a 3-second time penalty check.
Villeneuve, out of 1.
No front wing for Villeneuve, but in French, I would tell him just finish the race and you get a point, because this is how it's going. I wasn't expecting, all things considered, these guys did a pretty good job in the wet. Only 2 DNFs, and now already 2 more DNFs in the dry.
We're keeping track with our 2 drivers per 9 laps. Hopefully we don't lose 2 more before lap 27.
That's true. We got to beat Europe. We've done it before. We have to do it again.
Europe.
We have to do it again.
We've done it twice.
3 times. Like 5 times. A lot of times. Yeah. Speaking of Europe,
Vamu.
I don't understand how he gets that wiggly with all those assists.
I don't know either.
1 second gap. He has gained a bit of time. We have Villeneuve understandably struggling through the circuit. He'll probably
Keep it on the track, buddy. Keep it on the track. Yeah,
he's going to end up about a lap down.
Who cares?
But he is, He is going to need a front wing replacement, and honestly, he could probably throw on softs. At this point, contend for fastest lap of the race if he so chooses. I personally
if he's a lap down when he finished, he still gets a point, and he doesn't have to do another lap as Kano is around turn 5. And he's parked up waiting for the field to go by, I think. Or he's got a controller in frustration.
Yeah, that right front end plate is gone for Kano. That's going to necessitate a immediate front wing change. I don't think you want to be driving in an understeery circuit like this without that much aero grip on the right hand side. Villeneuve is into the pits. Kano will follow.
DK got past Mitch for P3.
Oh, that was quick. Jeez. If everybody would stop crashing, we could focus on the actual action.
I like that.
Def Jam poetry out here.
Out.
Yeah, mental note. SRS Amram now on the back of Mitch Burns. He seems to be really struggling. I thought he was doing fine, but looks like he's getting swarmed by DK and Amram, two guys that he used to race with an AM1. And who is that going slow?
That was Villeneuve.
Okay.
Just trying to get out of the way of these guys as Amram sends it around the outside. A 3 into 4. Oh, come on, boys. Oh, Mitch Burns with some incredible defending there.
He's been inspired. The entire Alpine team, the trickle-down effect is real. Mitch Burns out here guarding P4 like it is his own livelihood, as Amram, looking a lot racier, attempts to get by. Must be said that the top 3, the class of the field so far, is most certainly filtered back to the order it probably belongs, with Blade.
Amram's gonna get Mitch here.
That is easy. Let's see if Amram can catch up. Be an interesting thing to might be able to 3-second gap to DK, about 5. I'm not gonna do the math. About 6 seconds to the top 2.
You don't have to do the math. Just turn your interval to the leader.
I'm too lazy to do that.
Okay.
Mitch trying to go back on Amram. Let's see what kind of exit he can get through here.
I don't think
DRS will be open.
Though.
Yeah, he has completely drained that. Almost made some jokes. Amram is he definitely has a lot more juice in the tank. 50%. Here we are. Mitch. Hopefully Mitch can stay in as Amram dumps it. Amram has dumped it, and we've seen that in qualifying twice, and it's happened again. Same. Actually, a new spot.
Yeah, turn 6 and 7. 6, 7.
Yeah, they're the same thing.
Like that.
Yeah, 6 and 7. Same. That complex. The Pastor Maldonado's corner, and thankfully with the upgrades in downforce, he stayed attached to the circuit, unlike Maldonado did. But that is not what Amram wanted here on his re-debut back in AM2. Was looking good, but he was just pushing a little too hard.
Inside turn 1, Electric lets him go.
Leha. Now Vamu, these guys are even on ERS. We haven't caught back up with this for a minute.
Is that the last corner? Oh man, it's all happening.
Oh, it is Arkaka. We saw him do it in qualifying. The bodies are hitting the floor here. Electric Blade's got 3 seconds to play with, but he's got to stay within touching distance. It seems like all race, Vamu has had the fastest car, given equal circumstances. And
I don't know if I would have let him by there.
I would have probably tried to.
Electric just chipped his wing there. About 10%, so not a lot, but I mean enough. You're when all the wing you can around here. I don't know. I would have defended a little harder, especially with Vamu of all people. really shown the pace, especially in the preseason, and even at earlier races in EU4, that he has the pace around here. I wouldn't let him by that easily.
We have to remember that gigantic accident that Electric had last week in Brazil in the preseason test, the first race of it. Quite possibly, COS doctors cleared him. Fama makes a huge mistake. I was going to say that Electric has a TBI, but he does not, as he gets right back around. Vamu right up to his gearbox. Goodness gracious, those guys are close. As we have yet another yellow. Is that Villeneuve in the same corner? Earlier is Vamu. Oh, Vamu's going to push the issue. Oh, no. Boy, these guys are just... This is too intense here on lap 23.
That allowed DK to catch up those, and now it's a three-way battle for the lead. And I think DK has about 20% more ERS than these guys, and he's just gonna sit there and watch, I would think.
Let's settle her on the track. We got a three-way fight for the win. What was Blades' new? How many warnings does he have now?
He's up to 2 now. So it's 1 warning away, and we got a 3-second penalty shootout, just about. And DK has 4, and Vamu's up to 3.
Oh, DK runs a bit wide. That's going to compromise DK's line here.
And I think just as long as he's saving ERS and is within DRS, just stick onto the back of these guys. And I don't know if Vamu, you're going to get another mistake like that from Vamu. But
I don't know, man. These guys have been on the absolute edge. Vamu again with a huge power slide. He is sliding all over the place.
I mean, he's got to be punching out of these corners with all the assists he has. I don't know how he's this loose.
Must be just really trimmed out tonight for Vamu. But either way, it's making for some real drama here tonight. We got R-Bar and Wing It in the chat. Hello, fellas. You can see those guys race along with Andy and me tomorrow evening, same time, same place. We'll get to that after the race. But oh, jeez, dude, we're just rhyming everything tonight. DK up to the back of Electric. I think Electric is he's in a comfortable spot here. To be completely honest, I thought Vamu Nubel would be able to break free a little bit more, but he just
DRS is keeping Electric stuck to Vamu like stink on poop. All right, I mean, he's right there.
That is that's a real.
Yeah, that's an analogy for you, all right. But I don't see Electric ever going for a move here. He's chipped his wing. All you got, just keep it within the yellow, white lines, whatever color they are, and I mean he's found the pickup point here. Keep all 4 tires on the track. So
yeah, going back to that analogy, I don't think I've heard that since my my grandparents said that, and they died. I think my grandpa died in 2007, so that was the last time I've heard that. Wow, that's incredible.
There you go.
Look at that. You guys really are that far behind.
AM2.
Wow. Yeah. So DK out here, they are gaining with this DRS train. They're gaining on Mitch in P4, who I said was probably just chilling in P3 earlier. I think now he is officially chilling. He's got 10 seconds behind him. To VTech, who's looking for a pretty strong result himself in P5.
Absolutely. I mean, just hang on to it. Keep all 4 wheels on the car.
Honestly, if you can get 10 or so points out of this absolutely disgusting circuit, yeah, then just go for it. Just take what you can. Don't play it too hard.
Yeah, just.
Well, I mean, like go for being conservative. As
Haka lost it out of turns 8, 9. I think. Yeah, the other
AM with
chicane.
a 3-second penalty now.
I think that allowed Kano to catch up to him. But Kano is on a little bit older tires.
Yeah, we saw him pumping in fastest laps. Earlier, I kind of missed the soft there. But he was pumping in pretty quick laps. I think he might still have overall fastest lap.
Yes, Kano does have.
Alright, well, good for Kano. Extra point.
About a second, actually.
Wow. I guess he hasn't had a whole lot of... No, I mean, you actually... To be fair, I think the AMRAM could get that, but I think he's just having a whale of a time controlling that car.
He has all the best sectors, but he doesn't have the fastest lap.
Incredible stuff. Incredible stuff.
Welcome to AM2, ladies and gentlemen.
It doesn't have to make sense. Is Newell? Newell does. I mean, he cannot get out of DRS. It's like 8/10 every single time.
Burning his ERS. I wonder if he's trying to make a move here.
Now
he just burned it down the front stretch.
3 laps remaining. Honestly, I can't tell you. I mean, what would you do in this situation? Would you try to? If you're DK, would you try to get by Blade now? I guess. But but then you're just going to be swapping DRS back and forth. I don't know. And you're going to lose it from Vamu.
Winning this, you have to get past Electric here, and I don't think Electric's going to put up too much of a fight, knowing that he has 3 seconds to both of these guys.
True.
He can let DK by, thinking that he's not really going to get away from it. DK, I don't know how you didn't get a warning for that one there. So
humongous.
He got the crap out of that one.
Boy.
But you just got to get if you get a good exit, burn all you got. You got 30-40% more ERS than these guys. You can line up a move with that amount of ERS on anybody.
Absolutely. Oh. So we've got some lap traffic up ahead of Villeneuve in P10 right now. These guys sucking up that slipstream and getting by just okay. I believe he was probably ghosted anyways. But yeah, boy, you throw a blanket over the top 3, about 7/10 right now on track. Jeez. This is fun. We're having fun tonight in AM2.
What else is there to do in AM2?
The Olympics are over. There's nothing to watch unless you want to watch terrible baseball on TV. Might as well tune into AM2. We've got
it's
exciting
the league racing for you. There you go. Hire me.
Well, it's only good. It's only good whenever you're like not trying to do it.
Okay, fine.
Ooh, Vamo gets huge loose at turn 12. This thing isn't over yet. Every single time, he looks like he's about to stretch his legs a little bit. Oh, look at DK is all over the back. He's got to get this done. Down the main straight.
Burn it. We're going on to the last lap now. You gotta burn it. Let's use it or lose it.
55%, tons of ERS for DK stored up.
Stop it.
Oh man.
Okay, get on your butt,
looks
man.
like Blades has saved up just enough to combat it though. And these guys are all over the back of each other.
Oh, he backed out. He's playing the penalty game.
I don't blame him. Everybody wants to win on track, but is there really any sense of risking it after this crazy?
Because you can cut the chicane real easily.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, it all tracks. Like, this is the one I'd send around.
Don't put those evil thoughts in their heads, Ricky Bobby. I believe that's. I don't believe. I don't know what to believe. I think these guys are actual balls.
I believe that we're watching a great race that's coming down.
These guys are balls to the wall right now.
Oh, and DK's not burning his ERS. Oh, he picked
3 seconds. DK is out of the race. He's out of contention. Well, yeah, you know what I mean. The race for the lead. He's yeah. You can still see him on the screen there. He is still in the race. But Blades just has to keep this tidy. I think he's got it. Through the final complex, turn 15, turn 16, Vamu will lead the field to victory for round 1, but the win will not be his. Electric Blade on debut from pole wins round 1 from Melbourne, or from Melbourne, from Albert Park, Australia. You know what I'm saying. DK brings it home in P3. Mitch Burns with a solid P4. VTech P5. Porridge, now he is the last one, or he's the next one to come across the line. As we just wait. Looks like a pretty lonely race for him. Plus 14 to VTech, plus 11 to AMRAM, and he'll come home in P6. AMRAM around the final corner here in P7. Arcaka
he could have been out of this race real early. I'd say that's a good finish for every one of these guys on the sauce who all could have bended out turn 5 or 6 or wherever it was. Yeah,
it really is. Want to catch everybody getting back. Do you have these guys added, Swarm?
Yeah, do you want me to invite
them to the party? Yeah, invite them to the party. I'm not good at interviews. Bod did it, so I'm just going to make you do it. But, yeah.
Okay. We can tag team it.
Okay, yeah, I like that. That wouldn't be the first time. But yeah, Kano gets the extra point. Fastest lap as well in P9. That'll be 5 points. Or wait, hold up. 3 points for him.
With an impressive 5 pit stops for both Kano and Villeneuve.
All you had to do was finish. And everybody gets points as we see Electric Blades. He is celebrating spring, his Russian engineer right now. Hopefully their government is not watching. As Valmanubel, P1 in EU4, P2 this evening in AM2. Of course, DK. I'm sure DK wants to talk about the race. Another podium for him after having a couple last season. Good start to the season for him. Hey, look, you can get everybody on one screen. Full results. Electric Blade, P1, Valmanubel, P2, DK, P3, Mitch, P4, VTech, 5th, Porridge, 6th, AMRAM, 7th, Arcaka, 8th, Kano in 9th, Villeneuve in 10th, and then all the retirements, Bodhad, Clayfunk, Fatal, Wayo, unfortunately did not get to finish, but I will say, on a happier note, that we have been able to get more drivers across the line than either of the EU tiers so far this season.
So I mean that just proves that America's better than Europe.
I don't know how many times you got to prove it.
Yeah, you know.
But yeah,
right.
absolutely. Right. Every single day. Just gonna wait on Electric Blade. I'm not sure. Did he have? Have you ever talked to him? He might not have a mic.
Does he want to talk to us? Is the real question.
I don't know. He's probably. He's probably shotgunning Coors Lights or whatever back home right now.
Yeah, probably standing on top of his desk chair with a water bottle, spraying it to his imaginary crew, like we're in NASCAR.
Yeah, perhaps.
One guy who got a podium picked up some penalties. DK, how you doing?
Getting ready for work at the moment.
Oh, well, you know, take a shower with it. Don't take that out of context.
No.
So, yeah, finally caught up to Electric and Vamu there. What was your thoughts seeing those two guys battling out?
Well, seeing those two guys battle, I knew I could probably catch them, obviously. But then I knew I had the penalties and had to manage the gap behind, and I kind of chose to kind of ride because I knew there was probably no point in trying to battle them because Electric didn't have any penalties. And even if I would have got around him, I don't think I would have got Vamu because he's seems like he's pretty quick here in Australia, so I just decided to ride around.
All right, that would explain the 40% of ERS that you sat on and did nothing with on the last lap that I was screaming at you to use.
Yeah.
But I mean, P3, you got to be happy with that first race this season. No complaints, I would think.
Definitely with how practice was going for this race, I will definitely take that.
I can feel you on that one. Terrible track. And I could see your comments through the week. Not a fan. Someone who is a fan of this track though, Vamu. P1, EU4, P2 here, but it's got to feel bittersweet winning it on track like that.
I just want to throw my controller. So I want to do.
I mean, you got to be happy with P2 though. I mean, I know you had the pace for the win, and I mean, you broke your wing at the start of the race. It got bailed out by the safety car, making your way back through the field, and then leading for this entire race. I mean, you gotta feel good about that, I would think.
Yes, but I got a penalty because I couldn't see the corner, so I turned way too early, and the electric blade didn't make a single mistake, and I was taking sector 3 really slow to avoid crashing. So.
You know, all four wheels on the car is a good way to finish, and being as fast as you are, I mean, P2. That's pretty solid, I think, for the first race of the season. More podiums to come, I would think, for the Ferraris. And electric, all right, Mr. Composure himself. 2 warnings on the line, last couple of laps there. What was your thought? I mean, obviously you sat behind him, had a couple chances to overtake Vamu there, just decided to sit behind him. Yeah, I mean, pretty risky, alright? I know that seems like a very simple thing to do, but 2 warnings and not getting a penalty around Albert Park of all places, especially with the high-speed chicane of 11 and 12. I mean, it's tough not to do that. So to finish this race with no penalties, even through the wet conditions, that's got to be something. Speaking of the wet conditions, you were the first guy to come into the pits and the only guy to when that safety car came out at about lap 10. I think that might have won you the race, you'd say. Getting you track position back into the lead on those medium tires. But yeah, I mean, just great race. Any other things you'd like to add? Good to have you. You know, debut win in the debut league. You know, doesn't really get any better than that. Great race from you, and great race from all 3 of y'all, and looking forward to a great season.
Yeah, definitely knocked it out of the park if that's his first league race. But nonetheless, the opening salvo has been shot here in AM2. A little bit different, not really sure what we were going to expect going into it. But it must be said, composed drive from Blades. Beautiful drive from, of course, our other 2 podium getters, Vamu Nubel and DK. That was a really fun final stanza to this Grand Prix. We will be back, of course, next week. Be in Baku, so it doesn't get much easier after that, or after this. And you can check out EU2 and AM1 tomorrow on the Contest of Speed Twitch account. EU1, of course, on Thursday. And yeah, I guess that'll do it for this beautiful opening day. Round 1 of 24. It's a long haul, everybody. But until we see you next time, have a good night. Have a good weekend. Stay safe.